Story time! Guess who made a proper schoolboy error when he went out to film his very first POV photography video? Spoiler alert, it was me. So I go out the other day thinking, you know what? Picked up the Leica 100 to 400. I've been looking over YouTube to find anyone that's filmed a street photography or POV video with this lens. I can't find any, not a single one. Someone's done one with the Olympus 100 to 400, but not this lens. So I thought, I'll go out and film it. So, got my equipment, I've got everything I already need. Get my GoPro out, start filming along, having a right old time, everyone's happy. This is where we come unstuck a little bit. The night before, I was using my GoPro for a little project. 180 degree roll. Is it 180 degree roll? 120 degree? 180 degree. Professional, I know the lingo. I've got this bad boy set up at 1/48 of a second shutter speed, which is double your... I'm not doing a good job of this, am I? I'm not selling myself. Double your frame rate that you're shooting at. So I was shooting nice cinematic, 4K, 24 frames a second. The shot I needed, I couldn't get on one of my main cameras, and I needed a tight little space, so I used this bad boy. The very next day, however, I go out to shoot the POV, forgot to turn the settings off. Just so happens to be the hottest and brightest day of the year so far. I don't have an ND filter for this. Can you get ND filters for GoPros? ND filters for... Oh! Turns out you can. But I haven't got any of them. GoPros normally, if you just chuck them on automatic. In fact, do people even use ProTune on a GoPro? Am I the only one? Have I made the biggest schoolboy error known to YouTube kind? Either way, it was blown out AF. So yeah, I really thought I was doing some groundbreaking stuff, man. No one's gone out and filmed a street photography video on this. I go out to do it and I balls it up on the first go. And to make matters worse, half the time this wasn't even screwed in properly. So when I look down, I noticed that it's like painted up here. So anytime I'm shooting, my camera's like up here all the time. Just looking back in the shot on the viewfinder, it's a flippy screen. Told you about that in my second video. Kids. You know what though, it is what it is, it happens. I didn't think I was gonna get any of the footage at all and it was gonna be a complete write-off, but I like the images that we got. So I thought I would still show you, but I'll just condense it down a little bit. So yeah, hello everyone, let's make a video. Sat then, what I've done, I've condensed 30 minutes or so worth of terribly blown out, overexposed AF footage, turned down to about 6 minutes. I'm just gonna watch it back on my Macintosh in real time and just kind of talk you through it. So yeah, you can clearly see like it's overexposed like crazy. I turned up, it's Chelmsford in Essex, and this lens is marketed as like a wildlife lens now. Well, that's not what I would want to use it for. You can see in these shots of some of these little, are they seagulls? I think they're seagulls. Although I've misfocused slightly, I'm liking these first little test shots. These are the first ever images I've ever shot with this lens. So yeah, I'm just ducking down, shooting some birds, having a bit of a laugh. Pretty sure this is the only landscape shot I've taken. Real bad habit of consistently trying to shoot photos for Instagram. I'm a big fan of obstruction shots, so I walked down a little bit and I found this tree, and I really like this shot, man. I like the shot with the dogs in the background, and the swan is spreading its wings, and there's another one there which I've actually cropped in quite a lot, but it just shows you the image quality you get out of the lens. Yeah, again, look at the state of that, man. Like, some of this stuff gets usable, yeah, so when obviously I'm walking behind this building, the sun's behind it, so it's all right. Again, I see this dude walking past on the bridge. I know this is pretty normal right now, but my aim is in like 20 years time to look back and see a dude in a mask and just think, duh, yeah. Again, trying another obstruction shot, but it's so hard on a POV to see, hell, I mean, just in general, see these people, let alone with the horrendous exposure that, you know, my fault. But what I wanted to express was the distance of how far away people are and how close you can get with this lens. So you can kind of see this guy cycling past. I'm literally like, I think that's about 200 mils, so it's not even the whole focal length. And this is where I start to get like a bit disappointed. Some of these shots are my favourite. I mean, this is full 400 mil, which is 800 mil equivalent. I'm like, this dude's never gonna see me coming. Coffee Stock Co, by the way, banging coffee, Chelmo High Street, lovely. These next shots I really liked. and I'm just gutted that you don't get to see the context behind them. But I am happy in some sense that you can kind of see the viewfinder, at least a bit of what I'm seeing. I see this Deliveroo guy, and then I decide to cross the road, and look how blown out that is, man. That's so bad. And you know what, he clocks me, but because I'm so far away, he can't quite tell if I'm actually like taking a picture of him or not. Bruv, I got ya. I actually wish I'd added this shot zoomed in, because the image quality on this thing is insane. But yeah, I really love that image that just came out. These next couple of shots, the first one actually was completely unintentional, which I think I'm looking for these guys on the bench. I just love that shot, man. It's just so natural. I had no intention to take it, but this next one, you can see me kind of hunting for a little bit. I saw this elderly lady sitting on a bench. She's got no phone on her, she's not talking to anyone, she's not with anyone seemingly, and with this focal length, you know, it's really hard to keep the focus, so I'm constantly waiting for people to move out of the way, hence why it takes me a little bit of time to finally get the shot I like. But when it actually finally comes off, I mean, you know, I'm having to hold focus and come away and touch the screen again because it's that far away, and yeah, there it is. I don't know, it feels quite isolating, but yeah, I really like the image. I added like this little speed ramp here just to kind of show the terrible efforts that I had of getting no photos, and yeah, overexposing the sky. See this guy coming past me, he literally nearly ran me over as well, whizzed past me on his bike. Again, this is quite a cropped in image, but again, the quality that comes out of this lens, man, it's amazing. I don't know if it's designed as a street photography lens at all, but that's what I really wanted to get it for. I see these two gentlemen having a chat. That's about 180, and then I shoot all the way up to 400. I love that photo. I think that's brilliant. Just two blokes having a chat in public, completely unassuming of me being there. I see these guys just standing by the bank, working or whatever it is, clearly in work gear. Again, I really like that image. Enjoying a lot of greens at the moment in my images. And then this old guy, man, I see this guy sitting on the bench. This is 400mm, 800mm equivalent. And I just decide to, well, that's not actually, that's 200, that's a lie. This is 400, this next shot. Yeah, I know, that's f5.6 as well. Like, with a lens with this focal length, you can get that creamy background, it's lovely. You can't even see that guy was even there, man. The image is so overexposed, but yeah, that little Deliveroo driver there. And then this is kind of where I found loads of light streaks and shadows within the buildings. I didn't like this image at first either. It wasn't until I put the edit in that I actually enjoyed seeing them workmen and the colours pop. Same guy I took a picture of a minute ago, but this time I'm on the other side. You can't see him at all. But across here, where the buildings intersect and the sun's obviously shining through, I just waited a bunch of times. So this lady comes through and I waited for her to go across the light. And as she does it, the picture's not quite focused, but I still really enjoy it. I got this guy going past on a bike, I did the same thing, waited for him to go through the shadows, or come out the shadows, should I say. And then yeah, you see me see this lady walk past, and I just waited for a bit. I lined the shot up at first, wasn't happy with it, but I could see a bit further down that there was a light streak coming down with some really nice contrasting shadows. So I waited for her to cross over that and took my sweet time to do it as well. And then yeah, as soon as she goes through it in a sec, you'll see her pop off probably 3-4 shots maybe, until eventually we get the shot that we want, which is coming up. There we go. She's about to walk into it. 1, 2, 3, there it is. I just like how she's just entering the shadow there in that particular image. And then at this point, I looked down and realised that I'd left it on 48, 1/48 of a second. So yeah, balls up, mate. But you know what, we make mistakes, man, and I actually really like the images that came out of that. That was a 30-minute little street photography session. I could have thrown the footage away, but I wanted to give some context around the images that I've got. We're all learning, man. It's my first try. Next time round we'll get another one out that's probably a bit better, I hope. But yeah, nice, quick, short one. First little test POV shot of the old 100 to 400. This is my first actual Leica lens I've ever actually owned as well. Leica glass potentially is going to make me start spending more money. Sorry wife. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.